I gotta make sure when you hammer a dowel, you gotta make sure you keep your... Who is calling me? I swear. Hello? Oh, hey bro, what's up? Can I make you a table outside? Well, I think I can do that. When do you need it done? 2 weeks? Yeah. Yeah, I think I can make that work. All right. I'll see you soon. Bye. Well, we'll have to deal with this later. We're gonna go make a table. After getting off the phone with my buddy, I sent him a couple of pictures to scroll through so he can get an idea of what he wants and let me know. And so from that, I created a design and sent him that. And that's how we got to this point where we're going to chop some wood and make us a table from one of my best friends. So I decided to make these legs before heading to my buddy's house. He lives 3 hours away and he does not have any tools. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and make these legs, use some of this 2x8 pine and just get them all cut down to size. So I'm going to laminate 2 boards together and use those laminations as the legs as well as, well, not really anything else, really, just the legs. And then the non-laminated boards, those are going to become stretchers. So I do not have a truck, or else I would have made this entire table and brought it to him, and he was not paying me for, friendship. How many friends you got that ask you to build you stuff and then, don't want to pay? Now, I will say, he did supply me with funds to offset the costs plus a little bit, so I will say that. But I was really excited to build an outdoor table. He had asked some people on Facebook and they had given him, $500 to $800 for just a generic table, picnic table. And who really wants to spend $500 to $800 on something that your buddy can build for you? I mean, let's be real. So make sure when you're laminating stuff, I have found it to be most useful to have at least one flat edge. And so as you can see, some of these boards aren't great, and so sometimes that happens from the lumber mill. I actually use these to make some cases for turkey bowling. If you don't know what turkey bowling is, it is a wonderful experience where you take a turkey and you bowl with it. I know, just wild things coming from the East Texas area, but yeah, crazy stuff. So the other thing is make sure you get yourself some spacer pieces. Let's be real, guys. We're not the best at reading those little fractions. I know some people claim they are, but spacers are the way to go. And don't be an idiot. Only glue the short pieces. This is a pro tip right here. If you glue the long pieces, if you glue the wrong pieces, you're going to have glue outside of where the short piece is going. So I had to correct that, and I had to sand all that off and wiped it down. And I sanded it as well. Anyway, rookie mistake. Don't be a rookie. Don't be an idiot. Glue the shorter piece, always. Once all that gets glued up, the next day I came back and took off all my clamps. And sometimes I get a really good bicep workout. That was dumb. I don't know why I said that. What an idiot. Anyway, so it's dry fitting, making sure everything works together. And I'm actually going to use, who would have known, dowels. I really do love dowels. If you can't afford the Domino, then this Jessam is the way to go. This Jessam system, I mean, you can get in for as low as, I think it's $80 or $90 and just get the one. I recommend getting the 3-pack, which comes with the 3 different sizes. It is awesome. As you can see here, it has multiple uses. Slide that puppy in there and dry fit. Again, dry fit is king. If you don't do a dry fit, you're probably going to be stressed on that glue up. So it's made for a very stress-free glue up. Glue it in there, get your wife's spatula from the kitchen, and get those dowels in there and use whatever you can find as a hammer. Because at glue time, everything's a hammer. Am I right? Clamp that puppy on, and we're good for another night. So I have this old, I say old, it's old for me, but it's not like old like good old. It's like old like I should have never bought it old. I just got one from Lowe's, and it works okay, but the steel is not good on it. I don't know why, I just forgot. It's a block plane, and it makes me feel like a woodworker when I use this. You see the other YouTubers and they're using one, so you think, oh, if I go buy one from Lowe's, I'll be just like them. No, I don't even know where they get them. So if you know where to get a quality block plane, let me know in the comments, please. I would like to get a quality block plane that has decent metal in it, because that one, it's actually super chipped and everything, and it's great for glue. And that's what I use it for on this product, or this project, to be honest. But man, would I like to have an actual block plane to start using for legitimate woodworking. And of course, I did buy some Narex chisels, and I'm using them on glue. I highly recommend using the Lowe's chisels on the glue. These pieces are made just like the table, but they're going to be for the bench. And so I made it to where you can have a stretcher piece on there. And so I have to let those glue up. If you can, cut bigger than what your final product is going to be, because cutting it down is much easier than adding product. And don't ask me how I know, okay? So once I got that one nice and pretty, I went ahead and chopped off the other side of it to give me four square edges. It just looks so much better whenever it's not the factory rounded edges. Plus, there was a hump, and it looks like a butt. And we don't want any butts in our furniture, right? Unless they're seated, then it's okay. But I've never seen anybody do this. But I actually took the stretcher and used it as the guide block for me, so that way I had the exact same width. And so, like I said, I've never seen anybody do this. I don't know if it worked really well for me, I guess. And so the other thing is, I used the thing that no one ever uses. It's the clamp that's on your skill saw. So I did the exact same thing, clamped that sucker down so it didn't move, and I just used the stretcher to make sure everything was the same length. I did all of the exact same thing for the bench legs as well. Again, using that awesome clamp that no one ever uses. Trim up all the sides, and man, we are well on our way to a beautiful leg system. System of legs. Leg system? System of legs. Yep. I'm going to have all these legs done in no time. And then I measured. Wait a second. I'm not supposed to have them at 28? I'm supposed to have them at 30? Oh, no. Well, grab those scraps that you never throw away and make you some blocks, Franklin, because you got to fix the issue. I recently heard on another YouTuber's channel that the quality of a good woodworker isn't his ability to make furniture. It's his ability to fix mistakes. And I think that's so true, because with woodworking, I mean, we make mistakes all the time. And so how do you fix that mistake that you made? So for this one, if you didn't know already, I am actually going to do something radically different than you've ever... Okay, I lied. I'm just using... Oh, no, don't do that! Oh, no, what an idiot. He just put a dowel in the side of his piece. Man, you can't get much dumber than that. Well, this Jessom dowel jig is awesome if you use it correctly. But if you're an idiot like me, doesn't matter how good the tool is, you're still going to find a way to mess something up. Don't worry, we have a way to fix that too. Look at that. Terrible. So this is all I did. Got some dowels, and I probably should have done more dowels, but this isn't going to take a whole lot of beating or anything. This is the top of the table. No one's going to really see it. There's going to be a stretcher around it, and so I really didn't care about the exact look of it, of matching grain and going to that degree. This is a pine table. It's going outside, and so... And it's for a buddy. You know, sometimes we do things and it's for a buddy. We don't really have to do it. But I'm going to be honest, after all of this came out, unless you're really paying attention on the table, you wouldn't know that I had just taken and had it to add all these pieces. But this mistake is it's going to test my friendship. I don't know if you've ever had that where you have a friendship tester. But this table ended up to some degree testing our friendship. So stay tuned for part 2 to see how that's tested. If you've never seen that, that's a great way to keep the service from being marred, is by using one of those playing cards. If you don't have a deck of playing cards in your wood shop, you should get some. Don't get like the super nice ones, just get the cheap ones. They're plastic anyway, so moisture doesn't get there. There's so many uses for playing cards in the wood shop. Whether it's for helping space things out accordingly, or cutting a hole in and using it to cut the excess dowel off, whatever. Look at that. A real woodworker using a real woodworking tool. Bought from a big box store. Ugh. So the way you get that clean feel is to actually test it on the side that you want it to have, and then bada boom, bada bang, and then bring it in just slightly, depending on where you need, and a clean edge. So I cleaned all that up, and honestly, it was surprisingly nice. I was pretty blown away by my fix on this. And I think that's, again, qualities of good woodworkers. Getting better at fixing your mistakes. And as you can see, my mistake is staring us straight in the face. But that's okay. Like I said, I talked to my buddy, and he said it'd be okay. He wasn't too worried about it. So, chopped them down to what I believed is the correct size. Yes, you heard me correctly. What I believed to be the correct size. Pain and frustration to come in part 2. So, filling all of the crack holes, all of the knot holes. Hope you're not filling your crack hole. I don't know. This channel's just going down the drain. Oh, I better be careful. Hopefully this isn't made for children. Get you some Titebond. What am I saying? You could use Titebond actually, but you should get you some CA glue. I really like this Starbond, not Titebond. Starbond CA glue. What do y'all use? Let me know in the comments what kind of CA glue is your favorite, and do you like the pressure sprayer, or do you like the one where I don't know what kind of spray bottle it is, but the one that doesn't use pressurized air. And of course, I did sand everything. I just wanted you guys to know I did sand it. I actually only sanded it to 120. That's typically for furniture all I go to. I don't see a big difference. And so lastly I did for these legs is I rounded the edges, so that way, just in case if the table's ever moved or anything like that, it won't splinter the bottom because the edges are rounded, and it just softens that impact. And I think it looks really nice when you have the legs like this. I could have used my router, but I thought, well, that's gonna be really messy and annoying to have to clean up. So I just grabbed the sander, rounded them all over. It's pine. It's not super bad. And this is super important for any outdoor projects that you do, is to get some of this 5-minute epoxy. And you could use better epoxy than that, but I just get the 5-minute stuff. It's cheap, and lather it on the bottom. Get it nice and soaked in there. It is so helpful because no moisture can then get into that end grain that just wants to suck it up. And so here's the top down view of what it looks like, just to add it all along the bottom, and then let it rest for the 5 to 10 minutes and let it cure for the couple of days that it takes, you will have your furniture last so much longer. So I got it all done. I got all of the epoxy on the table legs and the bench legs. And then I got ready to head to my buddy's house. And if you'd like to see the rest of this table and the drama that unfolds, subscribe and check us out for part 2 coming very soon.